Hey there. So I was talking earlier with Nathan, Blu-ray Anonymous, and we'd seen a video, actually probably a couple, about movies that defined your uh, your life. And I thought it was a great idea to do something like that. Now, I'm such a cinephile that doing a short list of movies that define my life or my era was almost impossible. So the only way I could think of doing it was make this into a series. And so what I am doing with this first one here, so you guys like this, and basically, uh, you're used to seeing my horror stuff, my science fiction stuff, and I'm going to get into that. But that stuff you see and you know. I love all genres, and film noir and westerns and stuff like that were my one of my great loves as a child. So I've got like about 12 movies here that I'm about to list. They're classic films that aren't genre films. They're not science fiction, fantasy, or horror, but 12 films that I would go to as a child and watch over and over again. Kept up when I was today, and movies still mean a lot to me. So I'm going to be right back in 1 second. We're going to list 12 movies that helped define my childhood, film noir and western genre. Now, just so you know, I wanted to pick a lot of older stuff because, well, my childhood and stuff that I watched when I was younger. Where I am from in Canada, we had basically had one channel for a long time, and it was CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, and they would show a lot of older movies, especially were basically from Monday to Friday. There'd be like a lot of old movies, stuff from like the 30s and 40s and 50s. Every once in a while we get like a few Canadian things, but mostly we got a lot of the old classics. So that's what I grew up with. And without further ado, here's the start of my list. This is one of my go-to westerns, my favorites. You can see it right here already. And it's The Magnificent Seven. I really, really love this movie. Yes, it's of course, it's a remake of Seven Samurai, but the casting, everything went right for me on Magnificent Seven, and this is one that each time it upgrades, I've got to upgrade with it. So if I end up getting like a 4K TV and there's a 4K Blu-ray, this was probably going to be upgraded along with it. I really love these movies. The first one. Next up is one that I remember seeing when I was a kid on TV, and I'm a big Joan Crawford fan. Not something that a lot of people know, but Joan Crawford and John Garfield, and together in a movie with, of all people, J. Carrol Naish. And that movie is it's a little melodrama, but it hit me, and I really, really liked it. And you may laugh, but this was one that really stuck with me, and it's humoresque. Basically, John Garfield is this violinist, and he's really talented, but he has this love for Joan Crawford, who plays this kind of like this socialite, and basically she uses men, kind of like tosses them away, destroys them, and she meets him, and his she realizes that both his love for her and and his talent, his gift, aren't going to be able to coexist. It's going to be something that's going to be It made me sobby when I was a kid. Just a great, great film. This is part of the Joan Crawford set. Wonderful set. Also has Mildred Pierce. That isn't on my list, but there's another great Crawford film. Next up is The Maltese Falcon. An easy pick for my list. I love Humphrey Bogart. This is I think this actually may be Sidney Greenstreet's first film. Peter Lorre's magnificent in this. If you pick it up, actually this is the version to get. It has 3 versions of the film. We've got the Ricardo Cortez version, of course, and the Betty Davis version. So, great. 1951, you might want this. It's Betty Davis, State Middle Lady. But the Maltese Falcon with Humphrey Bogart is a movie that I'm talking about that helped define me incredible film. It's one of the films that got me into reading film noir and reading like Dashiell Hammett and stuff like that. And I never went back until I read modern film noir, which is I guess Robert B. Parker until he passed away. The Spencer novels, incredible stuff. Next up is another one that made me weepy and cry, but at least it's kind of manly. And it's Angels with Dirty Faces with Pat O'Brien, James Cagney. Cagney is amazing in this film. Of course, this is one, I think it has the Dead End Kids. Yeah, the Dead End Kids here. Director that's not talked about enough, Michael Cortez Corsino, the guy that did Casablanca. Directed this one here, and it's a unique cover for it. I really enjoy this film. It's one that I watched as a kid on CBC. I remember getting to the end of it and like bawling my eyes out. You got this two kids. They steal something. I think it's an apple or something at the beginning of the movie. One can run faster than the other. One gets caught and ends up going into a juvenile detention place. The other one gets a fright and becomes a Catholic priest. While the other one grows up as a gangster. We see the parallels to their life, how much the kids in the neighborhood admire James Cagney's character, and at the end, what James Cagney does to save those kids from themselves. Next up, now I've spoke about this one a few times. It is my favorite film noir of all time. And it's not what you think. A lot of people think it's going to be Kiss Me Deadly, which is also on the list. But it's Narrow Margin. The Narrow Margin is one of my favorites films. I remember watching this so many times. Charles McGraw, Marie Windsor. This is directed by Richard Fleischer. It's such a good film. If you haven't seen Narrow Margin, I highly recommend it. It's in one of the film noir box sets. I can't remember which one this is now. I have to check back, but it's a really great film. Basically, it's pretty simple. It's a train thriller, but it starts off with a surprise, and then it goes in, and we know it's got a lot of twists and turns. A guy taking a gangster's mall who's going to be like basically testifying in front of a jury. He needs to get her there safe with people trying to kill her, and there's some good twists in this one. This is a really good film. Next up is another film noir that I love, and Dick Powell, of all people, who was a song and dance man before this. He actually thought about changing the name of this film because it's Murder My Sweet. Of course, Dick Powell would become a very good film noir actor, but and this is Philip Marlowe here, but at this point he was mostly known for his song and dance work, and so to see him do something like this was different. It was kind of it was more of a, what's the word? It was a risk. They weren't sure if he was going to be good for this type of film. It turned out to be excellent. This is a great film, of course. We got Philip Marlowe in this one. It's just an incredible film. I don't want to say too much about this one because it's really one that I think everybody should see. It's a great film. If you haven't seen Murder My Sweet, I highly recommend it. I think it's a great film. There are some great films that aren't on my list right now. These are just ones that I remember watching a lot as a kid. Are there better film noirs in some cases, like like stuff that oh god, it's just some great stuff. But there's some stuff that I watched a lot and basically want to put in. And they're not always the best films by the certain actors or directors, but they're favorite films of mine that helped define my childhood. So that's why it's my list. G-Men, James Cagney. With so many James Cagney movies that could have been on here, G-Men was as cheesy as it was something that I watched a lot, and it may be one of the first that got me into Cagney, and I ended up watching like the FBI and the FBI because of this. I almost went into law enforcement because of this movie. I just really enjoyed this film. I enjoyed a lot of his stuff. It's not his most shining hour, but as a kid, it really made me dream. This one's on everyone's list. Citizen Kane. this film taught me a lot about filmmaking, and really made me notice the camera and what people did. It opened up a world for me. I fell in love with this film, and it was before I'd even known that Citizen Kane was supposed to be something big. It just, watching it, it just was something big for me, and I didn't know why. I just knew that I enjoyed the film. Can't get it back in the case now. And when I found out that it was like a critical darling, that was a plus. So just let me know that some stuff that I like, there's actually people that they're liking it. Fort Apache. Yeah, it's John Ford's, and actually I think Shirley Temple's in this one. Yeah, it is Shirley Temple. This has a great cast. Actually, I just really like this film. I watched it a lot, and pretty much this is like the whole. This is part of the Covered Wagon trilogy that they did. Or the other two. Oh, there it is. Okay, She Wore Yellow Ribbon and Rio Grande. Both may have been better films, but I just like this one. I really like this one. It's got John Wayne. We got Henry Fonda. Henry Fonda is such an underrated actor. Not enough is said about him, by the way, guys. Dick Foran is another great character actor, by the way. Ward Bond. Yeah. Introducing John Agar. Great stuff. Love this movie. Here's the movie I watched more than any other movie growing up, and this was the first VHS movie that I bought as well. Captain Blood, Earl Flynn. I was a swashbuckling kid. I had the stick, and I was Captain Blood. I wanted to be Captain Blood. Every kid wanted to be Captain Blood that watched this movie. I remember watching this CBC late night and seeing it come on like on Saturday afternoons and watching it. Then every time this movie came on, I was there to watch it, and I was stuck to watch this movie right from beginning to end. When I first joined the Columbia Movie Club back in the VHS days, this was the first one that I chose on VHS, and the next one was one that's not in this list because no suspense, thriller, horror, no horror type stuff or in that, and that included Hitchcock. I left Hitchcock off this list, by the way, just in case you said, hey, here comes some Hitchcock noirs here, because Hitchcock is going to get his own list. And since you guys already saw it's coming, I'm not going to talk about so much because you guys know Kiss Me Deadly is Ralph Meeker. Early Cloris Leachman role, by the way. I think she's at the beginning of this film. Just a incredible film that has been so inspirational for so many other films and so many levels. Like I said before, if you watch Repo Man and stuff like that, you gotta watch Kiss Me Deadly. It's a glowing case. Number 12 is another John Wayne film. And these were not done in any particular order, by the way. These are just films that were, in my childhood I watched a lot and that I really liked. And this is probably pretty cheesy for some people. The Searchers. I really like The Searchers. There's nothing really more that I can say about it. That it was just a favorite film of mine. These are all favorite films that I watched as a kid. And well, look at that, it's got dark here. Ta-da, light. So those are 12 films that helped define my childhood. This is part 1. This is like film noir western part, and there'll be other parts with other genres. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna grab the rest of my drink there, because right now it's time for tea.